Oh yeah, we are doing qualifying, aren't we? Hello, welcome to Racing League's qualifying
Well,
session for season
apparently
3.
I'm not. Oh, there we go.
And we
Spectator
are
menu.
in the first couple seconds of this 18-minute session, boasting 16 cars around this Japanese track, the home of Japanese Formula 1 racing.
Okay.
So where did my corner names go? There they are.
I've turned on the track map.
Track map. That's a great shout, actually. I should turn that on.
I went through 2 practice sessions before I realized that was a thing. We have some drivers going out on track.
Okay.
A Mercedes and a Haas, it looks like. How do I cycle through the...
This is Luca and Lucas Racing.
F7 and F8.
First corner.
We've also got a Red Bull coming out.
And a McLaren as well. I can see their jack going down. I think.
But yeah, we have Luca, because that's not going to get confusing. Gaming Bulls out on his outlap. Here at Suzuka. The Drive for Jules event we're doing, apparently.
Yep.
Burl is on his outlap now in the McLaren. Followed by a whole bunch of people.
Going through the Dunlop corner, otherwise known as the Jules Bianchi corner.
I'm gonna
Place where
I'm gonna ride on board with Marcy, the 2-time champion.
Yeah. He's the owner, isn't he?
No.
No.
Callum is the owner.
Okay.
Callum doesn't
Callum's
drive.
the owner.
Callum doesn't drive.
Okay. Okay. There's an owner driver in another league called GRL, but it's not the Golden Racing League. It's called Ground Affairs League. And
but Marcy is on the intermediate tyres.
yeah, well, it is looking a bit greasy out there.
Does anyone know how I Does anyone know how I accept friend requests? Here we go.
Yeah, you do it by doing the thing. Anyway.
I've accepted a friend request.
Well, Lucas Racing is on his outlap, or on his flying lap, and he's just been blocked by Williams there. That was very close. Williams sat on the apex there. Not too sure who that was. That might have been Devil's Latifi, who's now on the grass, keeping out of everyone's way. And there's another person off. That's ARC84 in the V cab. And Lucas on his first flying lap. Looks like there might be room for improvement after that first corner squabble as he heads into the Dagna curves. It's Babel in sector 1 because he's the only one to do it so far. Meanwhile, his teammates just behind him on an outlap. And then comes Luca, who's just behind Lucas on a flying lap in the house. As it come through 200R into Suzuka, into the spoon curve.
I'm on board with Marcy, who's going through the SE section. His teammate's going to be joining us a bit late, but we're going to have a second Ferrari on the grid shortly.
That's great for the Scuderia. There's all sorts of commotion coming out the hairpin just on the approach to 200R. But meanwhile, GRL Lucas Racing coming through the Casio Triangle and down the hill at the last curve and over the line. And that's pole with a 28.5. That's the benchmark so far. Let's see if Luca in the Haas can maybe dethrone him of that. He cannot. He's 1.3 off.
He's also causing yellow flags. He probably backed out.
Yeah, we always ran out of fuel, maybe. Not too sure.
Well, Marcy's coming into the final sector now. He is on the intermediates, but he is a 2-time world champion, so God knows what this guy does.
Yeah, it'll probably go faster than Gaming Bulls. He's just gone 2.5 seconds slower than the pole time.
Oh, Racing Bulls just hit the wall as Marcy passed him.
Meanwhile, Days takes pole by 4,300 seconds.
Marcy crosses the line, 5th fastest with a 1:33.
Yeah, 5 seconds off the pace at the moment, or just under. But he's on intermediate, so that is rather impressive by the Scuderia.
On the intermediates.
Yep, on those treaded tyres. the dreaded treads on those intermediates in the dry.
I'm watching Monkey in a blue hat shortly entering the final sector behind his teammate.
I think someone went off. That might have been an Alpine, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't.
The Monkey in a blue hat goes fastest of all through Sector 2.
That'll be interesting.
And now there's yellow flags in Sector 2.
Yeah, that is...
Going around the final corner, he crosses the line, and he goes fastest with a 1:28.3.
Nicely done. So it's a Mercedes 1.3 at the moment. Very good looking for the German / Brackley outfit. Brackley based outfit, rather. I think one of the Rebels coming over the line, that'll be Berza. That's all good. Heading through the last game, he invalidates at the Casio Triangle. Shocking. Meanwhile, the V-Cubs have gone over the line, and
we have a retirement.
Out. Yeah, that's made J Pole. He just went 3.2 seconds off the pace ahead of ARC, but then he got retired and shoved down to the back. But he's somehow ahead of Masquerade.
I'm on board with Berza. Looks like Berza has invalidated for this lap.
Nice. Peculiar. Masquerade's just gone purple in Sector 2.
I am also now riding with Berza. Into the final section he goes with his orange helmet.
Yep, the number 78 Sauber. Can he kick it to the top? Cook the field like steak. It's a bit undercooked. It's
He's
7th at the moment. It's 8/10 ahead of Gaming Balls. So I think Worms is on a lap though.
Keybinds to Worm.
And purple Sector 1 for Burl as he heads up.
Worm just also got a purple Sector 1.
Oh, nice. They're all set in purples. Track evolution looks like it's kicking in now. We head into Spoon through 200R. Oh,
someone
just went off.
One of the Alpines is complaining about being blocked by the Aston Martin.
Yeah, one of the McLarens were just stopped on track, just on the entry to Spoon there. I thought he went off there. The Williams also very close together. One of them on an out lap, the other one on a push lap. So Worm
apparently
on a push lap.
The people in the
Sector 2 purple. Sorry to get in there. That's Worm going purple in Sector 2 and Sector 1 on this lap. This looks like a very competent one as he comes out of the Casio Triangle. What would the lap be by Worm? 13:12. It will be a 1.6 seconds off the pace. It's a 29.5. 1.16 seconds off the pace.
I'm just going to be running some tests in the background because apparently my stream can't see the stream. Even though on my dashboard it says they can.
Do you need my stream to be able to see what's going on?
No, I'm just going to run a test to see if it's a real issue.
Okay, well, I'll just chuck my stream in there anyway, just in case things don't work out. Meanwhile, we have Worm and Burl on a lap as Monkey in a blue hat has taken off the hat.
No, it's fine. They're lying to me.
Okay, so they're lying. That's absolutely great. It's through 200R with Burl. Burl 13912, heading through the first part of Spoon, and he's taken it like a spoon. And he's into the gravel. He's now, well, he probably needs a shovel to dig up that much gravel without.
Worm's coming around that same curve. Bit of dust in the air as he comes around. You can see the tyre marks from the McLaren on the track. Does the McLaren block him?
And you can see him go slow, and Worm's backed out of his lap. He's 11.7 down on his lap. Not the best day to be Bell or Worm at this stage in qualifying. There's meanwhile a couple more cars coming out on track.
Looks like Marcy may have changed his tyres. He is now on the soft tyre.
That may help him just somewhat.
He is the leader of the outlaps at the moment.
I think it's Bell on a flying lap, it looks like. Oh no, Berza even. Berza and Devils Latifi.
Berza is Is he the Red Bull behind?
Pace. Yeah, he's P5 at the moment, 9/10 off pole, and he's currently 2 seconds down on his lap so far. So I don't think that's going to be very competitive. Devil's Latifi is invalidated, and the next person looking to start a lap is the man who's doing his debut lap on the soft tyres in this race.
The 2-time champion of the world for Golden Racing League.
Yep, the golden man of Golden Racing League, Marcy, said mercy to twice in a row for Season 1 and Season 2 as he took the biggest crown. In that number 2 Ferrari, will he be number 1 for the 3rd time in a row and performing a huge hat-trick here in Golden Racing League?
Also, from my knowledge, he's been with Ferrari for all the seasons.
So name a better combination, Scuderia and Marcy. I can't really think of a better one other than Max Verstappen in the RB19. Heading through the S's and into the anti-camber curve.
You have all the names, I just say, into that corner right there.
It's heading over Dunlop and into the 2 Degner corners. First one is
sponsored by MSC Cruises. 2 Qatar Airways corner.
Into the Salesforce
into Salesforce hairpin.
And then out onto the 200R presented by Louis Vuitton.
The rich area.
Company, it might not be.
I think it is.
You
have a big store in Paris. Monkey in a blue hat is also retired from the session.
Yes, he retired a couple minutes ago. I think 2 minutes ago.
I was not paying attention.
On the top of the time. Yeah, I think he just retired in the pit lane.
He gave retirement? Well, Marcy goes purple into Sector 2.
Liam Veller's left the session. Not too sure.
That was the late. That's the late arrival of Ferrari.
Ah. Well, he's going to be even later now.
Marcy crosses the line, goes fastest with 128.238.
Incredible. Meanwhile, there's LH Shelby, who's coming out of the final corner, the Australian Sauber driver, starting a lap. Meanwhile, Gaming Bull's gonna complete a lap here out of the last curve and goes
improves
nowhere.
But doesn't improve his position.
Yeah, I'll see, he was 1.2 up on his lap, has pitted for some unknown reason. We said 1.2 on his
Luca the Haas goes fastest in Sector 1.
As Devil's Latifi goes 1.4 off the pace. That was a decent lap. I need to get the actual lap times up, don't I?
I've got the lap times.
Oh, okay, I'll just keep the interval then.
You have the interval, I have the lap times.
Devil's Latifi, he's done that on 3-lap old softs as well, so cracking lap.
Yeah, impressive.
Devil's Latifi has a snap through the snake section. That was nearly the end of his day.
Luca the Haas doesn't seem to be having issues. His car seems to like the track very much. As he does not go purple sector 2, but does go purple sector 1, so anything can happen.
God, Latifi, I know we're streaming on Twitch, but it doesn't mean your car has to be twitchy. My moly. Heading out, and Luca, half second up, goes ahead of Worm and splits the Williams. He's in a Williams sandwich in that Haas. And meanwhile, I think his Gaming Bulls, no, he's not on a lap. Shelby's on a lap and has invalidated at the very last corner on the Casio Triangle. And it looks like everyone's calming down, getting ready for that final push here in qualifying.
Marcy is out on track, but it looks like they were held up a bit by the Red Bull. Or Racing Bulls in front of him. I can't tell the difference between their shades of blue.
Yeah, I'd just call it Minardi. Anyway.
One of the blue ones. Marcy into the pits. Toro Rosso was a great era.
Yep. I miss Toro Rosso.
So, your top 10. Marcy with Ferrari, Monkey in a blue hat with Mercedes, Daisy with the Alpine in P3. Lucas Racing P4, Burl P5, Berza P6, Devils Latifi in P7. Luca not far behind in P8 with Worm P9, and Mies Bassi rolling out the top 10.
Yep. There's Mercedes, Williams, and yeah, only Mercedes and Williams who have both of their cars in the top 10 at the moment. Meanwhile, 2 Saubers not looking too great, so they're both out of the top 10. Meanwhile, that tyre warming strategy by Worm, making him seem like a worm. He's wriggling around on a really grumpy track, and I'm surprised he didn't lose it there. Zigzagging like an absolute
Could be all
snake
that
ahead
gravel attached to his car he's trying to lose as well. Oh!
Maybe. Affecting him with a massive. I don't know if he's Mad Mike, the Formula Drift World Champion, but holy moly, he's giving him a good run for his money out of that last corner. Heading into turn 1 and 2.
Very
and
speedy.
Kept it on the island. No dramatic moments here by the number 2 Williams, formerly owned by Logan Sargent. And at the moment, he's got further than him, but we'll see up into the Dunlop curve where Sargent crashed in practice for the 2023 race. On the 2024 race even. Heading over Dunlop curve, and he has survived longer than Logan Sargent. And he is purple. He's half a tenth.
And maybe the gravel on his car is helping him.
Maybe.
As he goes around that hairpin. Right there. That one.
It's acting like a ballast as we go through the Salesforce hairpin established by us.
Callum is telling me to check Discord. This can't be good.
Well, I need to check Discord as well. I'm being tagged in it. Meanwhile, heading through Spoon Curve. And out onto the run into 130R.
Oh, I see. They got disconnected, so they want me to re-invite them.
Same. I don't have anyone added.
I shall do Liam Vella. I shall re-invite the other Ferrari driver. He has been invited.
The person who doesn't need an invite unless it's to the top 8, which he's got it in himself. He's leapfrogged his teammate, and he's within 1.1 seconds of the pole time. Meanwhile, one of the V-Cabs on the lap as well. That is ARC. He's on an outlap. Then comes the McLaren of Burl, but he's triggering yellow flags. And then
I'm on with Lucas, who actually has the most podiums in Golden Racing League, standing at 6. Tied with Salt and Kappa.
Nice, nice. Someone hoping to leapfrog his teammate for the second time in this session is Devils Latifi, who's on an outlap.
The Alpine Tracer, who is yet to set a time, might be on intermediates.
That's great.
I mean, it went well for Marcy. He's only done 2 laps, 1 intermediate, 1 soft, and he's P1, so...
He's P1, but that's after a soft run. Has this guy done a soft run?
Nope, they have done no run.
Well, the dreaded treaded lap then for whoever that.
Oh, and they have managed to hit a wall in a straight line. And they have annihilated their Alpine.
And meanwhile, the McLaren of Burl hasn't done much different. He's off just on the exit of Degner. And spun it just under the bridge, and as 130R sits on top of him, Burl looking like he's struggling. Meanwhile, one of the Saubers as well going slowly.
Yeah, they have also retired. That Sauber.
Rebel off. Gaming Bulls in a wall at Degner 2. Big jump, but he's kept the wheels on somehow. And he just went straight on there.
There's a lot of tyre marks in that gravel. Looks like we've had a few offs on that section.
I'd say there's a lot of tyre marks in general in this session at the moment. Or there's a lot of gravel marks even. This whole track's turning into a sand pit.
Maybe these drivers should learn to keep it on the track.
Maybe, I mean, in the World Rallycross Championship, I'd encourage it, but maybe not here.
Apparently, LH Shelby's best time was done on a used set of tyres. Apparently, there was on for a 27.9 with their first lap.
Hang on, LH Shelby's time was done best on old tyres.
Yes.
Does she mean 1 lap old tyres? Because I've just looked on the graphic and saying her best time is done on 1 lap old socks.
1 lap old is still old.
It's old. Absolutely is. Anyway, into the pits comes Gaming Bulls. He's done for the day.
Lucas, try resetting your Twitch.
Yeah, maybe that might be a shout, but Meanwhile, Marcy takes pole position by over a tenth of a second. Then comes Monkey the Blue Hat. Then comes LH Shelby, Days, Lucas Racing, Burl, Berza, Worm, and Luca.
Arc84 is complaining about crazy lag.
I mean... Yeah,
apparently their experience froze for a great 2 seconds when somebody left.
Why does it... Hang on a bit, why does it say qualifying 1?
Because it's full qualifying.
Oh, so that means the V-Carb and the Alpine are both out of this one then. The Polish driver is out along with one of the Alpines.
According to Devil's Latifi, theirs were 3 lap olds and fresh softs.
And according to Days in the Alpine, there needs to be 3 tiers, even though we can barely fill up 1 tier fully with 20 drivers. So
there was a plan for 3 tiers.
Yes, I can see with the tier 2 driver chat and stuff like that. Has that worked out well?
But both tiers are practically... Well, we still got 16 possible drivers for today.
Yeah. Well, I reckon tier 2 is not online yet at the moment, is it?
Tier 2 is Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. I don't know if I'll be able to make that, but if I can, I might be there to commentate on
I already have a guest commentator coming to that as well.
Nice.
McLaren is the first out on track of Burl.
Yep, it's Burl. And then comes the Sauber of LH Shelby, who done her last lap on some really old...
1 lap old tyres. Really old. Really old.
Doing 1 lap of this. How long is this track? It's a... Hang on, I can't
it's a distance.
It is a distance. I don't know the number.
We've got a train of drivers out on track at the moment. We've got a McLaren,
left and right,
the Kick Sauber, Mercedes, Aston Martin, a blue car, a Mercedes, Ferrari, another blue car, a different shade of blue car, and another blue car. And Burl has managed to invalidate on his outlap.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
interesting strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Saubers have... Oh no, they're just letting people through. I thought they'd gone off. The Fun Police reinforced. Meanwhile, ARC coming through the snake. Into this long corner called the anti-banked curve. Don't know why it's called that, but hey ho.
It is possible that Lucas Racing will be the first one to set a lap time in qualifying too.
Yep.
Some of the drivers... Go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry. Okay.
Great commentary. Some of the drivers are complaining that we're starting at 8 instead of 7 with the extended qualifying time, adding an additional, 45 minutes?
Yeah. It seems like they're... Are they hard at work or hardly working? But
working hard or hardly working.
Yeah. Someone who is hard at work is Lucas, who's heading through the first few curves now.
Oh,
really wide.
That wasn't an invalidation though.
Interesting for the number 65 Mercedes. So he heads through the anti-bank curve, the ABC corner.
No wonder he's got the most poles. He knows just exactly where the lap invalidations come in.
Yeah.
We do have strict rules and regulations on for this as well.
We do.
So that not being a invalidation is quite interesting.
I reckon that means he's lost. I think there's a certain amount of time that he's meant to lose in order to not get invalidated, and I think he may have just done that because he was on the grass and not looking like he was accelerating.
He was going on holiday.
Yeah, going on holiday. He was going on a honeymoon with Mrs. Lucas, but heading round
Louis Vuitton corner.
Yeah, maybe Louis Vuitton and Lucas Vuitton are the 2 honeymoon guests. Anyway.
Oh, he goes purple in sector 2.
High downforce here for the ground stripe through this Mercedes car into the Casio triangle chicane. There's 1 curve, there's 2 curves,
and he's invalidated. Bill sets a time of a 129.554.
Nicely done there. Next up is the Aston Martin.
We have a really slow-moving Red Bull of Berza.
slow moving Mercedes. We have a 29.7 by Mies Bassi, who's done a purple last sector, but doesn't look like he's done much better.
Devils
Meanwhile,
Latifi goes faster.
Yeah.
Days goes fastest with a 128.533. A whole second faster. Here comes Marcy.
Devils ahead. Oh, massive. Oh, 13 thousandths is the gap between first and second.
That's crazy.
As round goes, Messi, Bassi, and Devils Latifi are separated by 9 thousandths of a second.
According to Burl, his tyres were 4 laps old for that lap.
1 lap old.
A 141.2 is a little bit on the slow end, monkey in a blue hat in the Mercedes.
Yeah, that's 12.7 seconds off the pace, not to rub it in, but he's heading out of... Oh, I think
a 156.9 by Burst.
That is 28.417 seconds off the pace.
Just to point that out, I think Burza went slow on purpose because he did invalidate on his outlap. So there's a chance he thought his lap would be invalidated, but no. He has a 156.937, which I believe will be the slowest lap time of the season. Just straight up, that's my prediction.
I don't think you're too far off, unless we go to Spa and someone has, I don't know, goes as slow as that McLaren in one of the GT3 races at Spa recently, who got ran up the back by a Bentley, if I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, Monkey in a blue hat looking to go to the top, and goes fourth, half second off the pace, and half a second ahead of the drivers behind him, that being Burl and Racing and Gaming Bulls.
I'm looking down at the predictions channel for fun. Someone named Zaid, who doesn't have a team, thinks they're going to come both P1 and P2, and Salt and Kappa is going to come P69.
Wow, well, you know, I think that is a true possibility, you know, I mean, they've been fighting for P70 all week, but I reckon they'll have that lucky stroke of luck to put them into P69. You know, it is a 16-car race, so obviously it would have to be...
They'd be quite... They might be doing 156s.
I don't know that.
Lucas predicts that they will be P1, Marcy P2, and Salt and Kappa in P3 for the season.
Okay, that sounds decent. Has anyone predicted for LH Shelby to set a purple first sector? Because if so, they've won that bet. They head up over 200 up and into the spoon curve. As well, Shelby's teammate Pitts. Massacre, ending the massacre for now, with 8 minutes to go in the session. Exiting spoon curve. And down into 130R, there's a yellow flag triggered by one of the Williams cars. Heading into spoon corner, that will be Worm, who might have run out of fuel, but heading into the Casio triangle.
Back to the predictions. LH Shelby just invalidated. Yeah. But these are predictions for this race, so whoever predicts that Salt and Kappa is going to be anywhere in this race, they've lost because Salt and Kappa isn't taking part. Bell thinks they might win. They're currently sat in P6.
I reckon Bell might have the pace if things go topsy-turvy for the top of the pile.
And Marcy is happy with anything in the top 3.
Nice. Okay, I was gonna have a look at the penalty points channel, but actually never mind, because they're from like a week or so ago.
The nerd of Lucas has apparently been practicing for 4 hours today. And they got full track data and everything. Their fastest was a 128.1. Their personal best in their practice Q3 was a 127.9.
Wait, who was that again?
That is Lucas in the Mercedes.
Because he's put that practice to good form at the moment here in P14. But
he has not set a lap.
I'll be in smug now, but he's gonna set a lap now. He's gonna take pole and then just flip me off. But anyway,
he is on his outlap.
On to 200 up. I think who's on a lap? Berza might be on a
Berza is on a lap. I am on board with Berza. Into Sector 3, Berza goes. Woohoo. For some reason, I don't have any of the information. Nope. Lap data, there we go. That apparently disabled itself between sessions. And Berza...
give me some information on Berza. He has pitted Berza Jr.
He has pitted.
Son of Berza Senior. Who, I don't know what he does. He probably works in a chip shop or something. But anyway.
Lucas is going to be coming onto his flying lap. So I'm going to ride on board with him.
See as he heads through the first curve. Yeah, talk us through this lap, Diamond Bull.
That is a corner. He stayed to the track, which is a good thing. He didn't invalidate. Into this SE section, sponsored by Aramco. He is still attached to the track, and he is not going flats out. No balls.
Go through the Dunlop curve.
Into Sector 2, he goes purple into Sector 1. So told you, he kept it on track. That's all that needs to happen. He does a lock-up into whatever corner that was.
That was Dagna 2.
He goes into the Salesforce hairpin, again locking up. Needs to be gentle with his tyres.
Looks like he's trying to do the F124 flick technique, but I don't know if it's working out for him. One in the Aston Martin triggering a yellow flag.
Into Louis Vuitton corner.
The spoon curve.
In fourth gear.
Burned into 130R. Brought to you by DHL.
He goes purple in Sector 2.
13,000 still separate the top two. Can Lucas Racing change that?
He almost lost control there with that lockup.
Oh. And that's why he invalidated on his last lap.
Around the final corner, across the line. P3.
63 thousandths off the pace. So the front three separated by under 700s.
LH Shelby goes purple in Sector 1.
That'll be good. So
let's ride on board with Shelby.
That was, I think, yeah, no, that's just Lucas Racing doing no rules to get back.
Marcy has ego retired again.
Meanwhile, Bell has gone within a tenth of the whole time. I think
Luca has retired in the house.
And he's gone down to B10 for some reason.
He's retired on track.
Can't really see what happened to him. I went down to Mies Bessie because that was the closest person to him. Couldn't really see anything, but
LH Shelby just goes purple in Sector 2.
Yep, purple in Sector 2 for Shelby as he heads
locks up into the snake section. Nah, snake section.
The last corner. Can Shelby be
cross the line for the fastest with a 128 dead?
But nearly half a second ahead of the Ferrari, the Alpine, and the Mercedes. Absolutely cracking that by Shelby, who, if that LH stands for Lewis Hamilton, then I reckon that isn't far off.
I'm now on board with Mies Bassi. Does not go purple Sector 1.
Interesting.
Goes a little wide around whatever corner that one was, but did not invalidate. Into Salesforce hairpin we go. Yellow flags ahead for the slow-moving McLaren.
Yep, that is Burl, who's just had to get out of the way of Masquerade on an outlap.
Lucas Racing has retired from the session. From the pit lane. That McLaren did so much to get out of the way, and Mies Bassi still goes a little wide around the Louis Vuitton corner.
On the B carbs going slow, and also one of the Saubers.
Mies Bassi goes purple in Sector 2.
Let's see what Mies Bassi can do. Can she get into Q3? Can he get into Q3?
I do not know the genders, I just call them they. Cross the line into P9 for Mies Bassi.
Slower than Luca, but still in it, so that means that Mies Bassi is ahead. And
Gaming Balls has decided to invalidate.
So I think when the Salvers are stopped on track, that'll be Shelby.
Yeah, we're moving out of the way for Gaming Balls.
Shelby's
comes into
teammate
the
Masquerade
pits.
looks like he's on a lap. He currently sits 3.6 seconds off the pace, but he's half a second up already on his lap.
He is flooring it.
Yeah, getting a bit of wheel spin out of Degner too, but heading through into the hairpin by Salesforce.
Salesforce hairpin.
Yep, seems to have the force of grip around the SFH corner. SFH Salesforce hairpin.
We're getting a whole bunch more retirements.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the music of choice currently is heavy metal and screamo, because why not?
Wow. Anyway, after my Chester Bennington impression, Masquerade. Chester Bennington actually wrote a song called Final Masquerade. Let's see if the final lap of Masquerade can be good enough for anything to get him into Q3 out of the final corner out of Castillo Triangle over the line.
Ooh.
And it's P30 ahead of ARC, who just retired, but not enough to get ahead into the top 12.
Devils Latifi is in Sector 1.
One of the V cars have just retired. We can see him on the alternative pit entry.
Devils Latifi just goes purple in Sector 1.
Yes.
He might also be the last driver who will be able to set a lap time in this session.
Yeah, unless Masquerade could do another one. Meanwhile, Worm, who just went purple in Sector 2, got out of shape out of Castillo Triangle over the line, and it's 8/10 off for his time. Can his teammate do any better?
Into Louis Vuitton corner.
Nicely done.
Didn't go wide.
That's always good. Can Devils Latifi play Devil to the top 10?
He does not go purple in Sector 2.
No, he's half a second up though. He needs another couple tenths, I reckon. Oh, he's close. He just needs to be that little bit closer.
Just cut the corner, mate. Cross the line. P9 for Devils
P9.
Latifi.
So both Williams into Q3. Masquerade goes out of the session. That is the end of Q2 here at Suzuka.
Yep.
Nice.
Top 9. Shelby, Marcy, Daisy, Lucas, Burl, Berza, Monkey in a Blue Hat, Worm, and Devils Latifi. God knows why Luca is out.
Good question,
for the next session.
Wait, hang on a minute. He's actually gone faster than everyone up to P6.
He might have been disqualified.
No, because if he was disqualified, he'd be at the bottom. Maybe it's because he retired. Did he crash out? If he crashed out, that
he
might
did retire on track.
So if he did damage one of his wheels, then that might be the reason why he is down in P10 and out of Q3 here in Golden Racing League's Suzuka race.
That would explain that.
Yeah, as we're here for the RFJ race for Jules here in Japan. The last qualifying.
I nearly said Sector 3 instead of qualifying 3.
I mean, Sector 3 is going to probably be one of the most important ones, as it will be the one that determines your lap by the end of it.
Yes, according to reports, he did cause significant damage to his car and could not get repaired in time for Q3.
Ah.
So he's going to be in P10 for Q3.
Right. Yep, P10 for the race as well, confirmed. He's got some work to do then.
Well, there's my prediction. The Haas in P10 for the race.
I think my prediction is going to be that there's going to be no Haas's, no Aston Martins, one McLaren and one Ferrari who don't take part in Q3.
Both Mercedes did make it through to Q3 though, and both Williams.
Yeah. Yes.
But the others only came one driver.
First driver out, and it's the
Ferrari.
First 1 points. Scuderia. Heading into turn 1. Then comes Bell. Oh, sorry, I started out the pits here between the Mercedes and Shelby. And it's I think it's that Monkey the Blue Hat? No, it's not. It's Lucas Racing.
Lucas and Shelby.
Yeah, Shelby and Lucas were side by side coming out of the pit lane. Very Lando Norris, Max Verstappen stuff. between those two, but no grass cutting involved. That's what it's done.
Also, some statistics about the dirty air in this game. If you are within half a second of the car in front of you, you get the full force of the dirty air, overheating your engine, tyres, and causing significant understeer.
Interesting, that already hurt in places like the Snake S's and the anti-banked curve.
I point that out because Marcy's going to start a lap and Burl is within that half a second gap behind them.
Interesting.
Well, yes, you do get the slipstream. You will also have to fall victim to the dirty air.
Yeah, and there's some tracks that'll help, like in Monza, for example, and maybe Baku on the end of that straight, but a place like Japan, you don't want to be too behind for too long, unless it's the last sector.
You especially don't want to cause your engine to overheat.
Especially. That would be
a little understeer is manageable, but if your engine overheats too much and decides it doesn't want to be an engine anymore, like look how close the McLaren is to the back of the Ferrari as they both go on to flying laps.
Senna and Prost in 1991, as we had, or 1990 even. They don't result in a crash, but it does result in some headaches for these two. It will distract the Ferrari with its mirrors.
It will distract the Ferrari and cause the understeer, the overheating issues, increased tire wear as well.
Yep. Oh, and that nearly cost him there. He nearly went into the grass on the entry of Dunlop. That was close, and he's off. Big off for the McLaren, who, with the MasterCard sponsorship, looks to have transactioned some gravel onto his tyres.
Can't say I didn't warn him.
Yeah. I have to say, you weren't the most. Oh, there's a beached Red Bull. Berta on his outlap is beached at the Casio Triangle, the last chicane. He's got out now, but what on earth has happened to this Red Bull?
Oh yes, that's also a thing that not a lot of people know about because it wasn't officially released. The beaching is possible, and obviously Marcy goes purple.
Yeah, but
he's unbeached himself.
Yeah, Berto, he nearly got disqualified for driving backwards there.
Well, he unbeached himself, that's all that matters. He didn't use any of the steward's help.
Yeah.
Marcy with a 127.8.
It's the fastest lap of the day.
Starts the baseline.
Yep.
Up next, Lucas with a 127.9.
Nice. Who's next up? That'll be the one that's out.
Shelby.
28.4.
Nice and close between those top three already.
Yep,
Monkey in a blue hat goes P2 with a 127.8.
4,000 separating the top two.
Berza's in the gravel again.
Standard. I mean, that's mean. That's mean.
Worm comes across the line into P5 with a 128.8.
Leapfrogs his teammate. And heading into the
Days and Burl are both in the pits. So Berza, the gravel explorer.
Yeah, he's got damage on his wing, on the sidewall of his front wing. I think if you see it from the off-track camera, it becomes a lot more obvious.
He is missing his end plate.
Yep. Meanwhile...
Yellow flags in Sector 2.
On the Saubers.
Probably going slow for their in-lap.
Yeah, Shelby's run out of fuel.
Gaming Bulls says Japan was never my favorite track, but I made too many mistakes. Excited for the race, going for a recovery drive.
Recovery drive. What you want to do is you want to go flat out round turn 1 like Ayrton Senna, and if you no longer go for the gap like this, you're no longer a racing driver. Just remember those things, and you'll be fine.
We have been asked by Panda77 what our thoughts are for the race strategy. Mine is stay on track and you'll be fine.
Mine is that the Mercedes are going to inhale the most constructors' points if everything goes well. Williams as well do a good enough job. Also Marcy, I think it's going to be a race between the Sauber, the Ferrari of Marcy, and the two Mercedes cars. Potentially Bell. Maybe the Williams and Days as well. I'm surprised Days hasn't done a good lap yet, but I forgot about Days. So I'm looking at a 5-car race maybe for the win between everyone.
That's your predictions, but what are your thoughts on race strategy? Start on softs, go long on hards, under fuel for a safety car.
I think maybe go mediums and then judging if there's a safety car or not. I think you could probably do mediums and hards and get away with it, but if you, and then I don't know, but if you can carry them long and maybe stretch them out and then get onto some softs and get some fast pace towards the end of the race, that'll also be a very good strategy, providing you have the race pace or the race craft even to get past the drivers who leapfrog you in the pits for track position. So
Devil's Latifi just went purple in sector 1.
Nice, I think.
And is going into sector 3 with a purple sector 2.
Nice.
Worm is just behind their teammate as well.
I'll update you on Worm. He has gone not purple.
Latifi coming up to the line. Crossing the line. His time does not improve.
No improvement there. Worm, can he do anything to improve either? Yes, by 57 thousandths of a second. Massive improvement.
Devil's Latifi must have lost a lot of time in sector 3 considering they're 2 purple sectors.
Yeah, I think, I can't tell if Worm has lost fuel. He's going very slow for what he was doing 30 seconds ago. Meanwhile, Dave's nearly the car out of what's happened.
Yeah, that's what I just saw as well.
Nearly sold the rear end of his car to Fuji. How that happened with the amount he kicked out to the side there.
But it was a great recovery. He didn't end it in a wall.
Yeah, great recovery. Formula Drift stuff. There's a lot of curb usage as well out of Spoon there. I'm very surprised at that as he heads into 130R.
It goes purple though! Purple sector 2 for Daisy. Even though he almost lost control of his car and gone wide. But, you know, anything can happen. Clearly knows something you don't.
Yeah, I made the mistake.
And into the pits.
Why is he pitted? That is such a shame. That was such a good lap. But
maybe that's why they call us commentators and not drivers.
Good point, good point. Maybe the driver knows he can get something more at the car than he has done there. But meanwhile, purple for Berza Jr. in Sector 1. And given the fact that he was spending more of the time mowing the lawn around this track than he was actually doing a lap, that is a massive improvement, massive turnaround for the junior Berza.
I have some more information on Devil's Latifi's last lap. They were up by 3/10, but their time didn't improve. There's a chance they might have invalidated somewhere. And Panda77 asks us to make a bet on how many safety cars or virtual safety cars for the race. And would Tier 2 have less or more?
I think it would have more, purely because it's Suzuka, and if you go off here, you will be punished by either invalidating a lap like Berza Jr. just did, or you'd go onto gravel and have a horrific accident. Burl goes to 4th in the McLaren.
That's interesting.
So maybe not count him out in the race.
Berza is now on his flying lap.
Yeah, he nearly done it, but he invalidated out the Casio triangle the last.
Oh, he did.
2 corners.
He's invalidated this lap as well.
Ah, the Red Bull not doing good here in Q3. Meanwhile, Burl, I think he's in that Sonny Haynes helmet. Maybe he can put on a Hollywood-like performance today to maybe take a win or at least a podium.
Anything is possible as long as he keeps his track at the gravel.
Yep. And if he needs any help
Worm
with that,
has
he can
retired.
go search on Google Chrome. Worm's out.
No, just a retirement in the pit lane. Maybe saving his tires for the race.
Yeah, that's a good shout. He's done his biggest improvement. He done his best lap on 3-lap old softs, same as his teammate. Heading out of Spoon Curve for Burl. Nearly off the track there. I think he's on another lap. It's a very quick in-lap if it is an in-lap. No, he's 7 seconds off the pace, so no, this is an in-lap for him.
Also, we've been complimented. We've been Somebody says, commentators have been great. Let's go. We're great.
Thanks.
Thank you, Gaming Balls. Gaming Balls
Thank
gave
you
us
very
that.
much. I think Gaming Balls is going to win the championship.
Berza has decided to retire.
Oh. The Red Bull out. Interesting.
Yeah, but he didn't crash his car.
Okay.
He retired on track and then ended up on the grass.
I see.
Marcy looking to improve, going for another lap. Shelby goes fastest of all with a 127.6 out of nowhere.
The one lap pace of Shelby is through the gravel goes bell. And Dagda 1 and Dagda 2. Round he goes. And that was Tokyo Drift taken to a massive F. He got a lap time of 1 minute F8.IL, which spells a 1 minute fail. But as I think the Mercedes might be on laps as well.
Marcy coming into the final corners, and he invalidates! And he's not going to be able to improve.
The Mercedes in third, Monkey in the blue hat has invalidated, so it's up to Lucas Racing to pounce at the top two. Shelby's out, so it's up to Lucas Racing to take the
Daisy
pole.
just spins in a straight line.
It's lost on the exit of Dagnar. I think there's a Salva round as well, just behind it.
That's a retirement on track of Shelby.
Right, so we'll
Devil's
watch
Latifi?
2 tenths up. That would be enough for P2 potentially into the Casio triangle. There's one corner, there's two corner, into the last corner on the track. Can Lucas Racing steal the show in 3, 2, 1? Yes, he gets P2, and he's how far off the pole time? He is 4 thousandths off the pole time. That's 0.20 and then a number 4. Can you get any smaller than that?
Devil's Latifi is coming into the final sector now. Currently in P7.
And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but there's 4,000 also separating third and fourth.
The gap between P1 and P6 is just over a second as well. 1.2 between P1 and P6. Devil's Latifi does not improve though.
Okay.
To England.
Good point.
We do have a formation lap, so this is the order from the grid. We've got LHLB on pole. Alongside him is Lucas Racing. We have Marcy and Monkey in a blue hat on row 2. With Burl and Worm behind them. Devil's Latifi P7 with Days in P8. Berza P9 and Luca in P10. Luca is on the wet tyres. I think a lot of the drivers are on the wet tyres and a lot are on the intermediates. We got Miss Bassi in P11. Gaming Balls in P12. Masquerade in P13 with Arc in P14. Maid J-Pol in P15, Tracer in P16, and Liam Vella in P17 in a McLaren who did not qualify.
Interesting. So Liam Vella, I thought it was like Liam Vella's in Vianetta then, but no, it's just
Vianetta. Yes, Liam Vianetta.
Nice. I'm gonna call him a lemon Viennetta actually, but anyway. Shelby
has a weakness for wet weather. Shelby is also on the full wet tyre, and it looks like Lucas is on the intermediates.
Let me get the tyre graphic up. That will be... Hang on. Where's the... There it is. So everyone's on wets apart from Lucas, Days, and Trat Racer, who's in 16th.
Which one would you go for?
I don't know. I would go for Inters if the rain was to die off, but if the rain seems to keep going all race, then I'd go for wets.
I have the telemetry turned on now.
Perfect. I do not turn that on because I think it gets in the way. But
anyway. If you did not know, LHLB is harvesting their ERS.
Right, so there's a disqualification from the formation lap for Burl.
Burl's disqualified from... Oh, Monkey in a blue hat also disqualified. Is that disqualified from the lap or the race?
Only the lap, only the lap. As a whole other army of 5 cars comes to the line.
Who do you think's going to be the first one in the wall? I think Berza, personally. Liam Vella also got disqualified.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out who goes into the wall here in Japan. Who's doing the 5 run outs? You or me?
We all do it.
Okay.
There's 5 of them. They're all out. That was a really, really not much of a stop there. And one driver does not leave the... Arc does not leave the grid.
Shocking for him. But 3 wide in the background with the Haas and the Red Bull and the Alpine. Absolutely shocking here. They just about managed to survive as a disqualification. They're heading through the S's section and staking through. There is Marcy on Worm. He looks to have dropped a couple places off the start. And I think Devils and Masquerade are also battling side by side with their both. And it's 3 wide between the Alpine and the Williams. And the Sauber. Masquerade comes out in front in that battle for now, but he's side by side with the Williams. Meanwhile, there's battle in between the McLaren of Burl and the Williams of Worm, the Wormillions, if that makes any sense.
The people in the top 4 are the same people that were started in the top 4, with absolutely nothing crazy going on for them.
Well, around the outside goes Mead, Bassi at the hairpin. Not going to make that move stick. Side by side between Devils, Latifi and Track Racer on the exit of the hairpin through 200R. Replaced by Carlos Sainz crash in 2022. So they got to be careful here. As there was nearly a crash between the Williams and through those Track Racer in the process. Absolute chaos here at the start. Diamond Bullet.
Some information on Arc. Their game crashed, which meant they did. Oh, Liam Vella is off the track.
As Liam Vella sliding around like a spoon on Viennetta, as Days and Worm are side by side into 130R.
So Arc's game crashed, causing them to not leave the grid, and obviously them being stationary on the grid is a dangerous position, so that led to the disqualification. And LHLB places the fastest lap with a 149.555.
And meanwhile, LHLB's teammate here in a bit of a pickle with this whole back to midfield pack who's battling. That includes Track Racer, who's looking for a move on Gaming Bulls. And meanwhile, Luca's gone wide here at the first curve, sliding out of turn 1 like he's on thin ice into the Snake S's. Meanwhile, I think just looking to see if there's any other battles at the moment, but it looks like they're all calm at the moment.
Nothing in the top 4. Top 4 is still the same.
But the battle for the point is on between the Alpine, the Red Bull. Through goes the Alpine of Track Racer on 2 of them. And there's collision there, and that ends in tears. 3 wide again, the Alpine of Track Racer looking to pick up 2, loses 4 in the process. Luca losing 3. The Williams going on the inside of the Alpine of that's Devils Latifi. And Devils Latifi now in a battle with Luca. And down the inside goes the Haas on the Williams. Absolute chaos here. Meanwhile, the side by side with Mead, Bassi, and one of the Red Bulls here.
Looking like Haas didn't plan for wet weather, as they're tumbling down the order from multiple mistakes, including causing some collisions.
Someone else who's tumbling down the order is Burl, who's barreling into 130R with Days, who's made up for that poor qualifying, got past both the Williams, and now the McLaren, who goes around the outside at 130R. That is balls to the wall for Burl on the outside of Days.
Track Racer has also just got past Luca.
And Track Racer teammate on the outside of the last curve, here on the intermediates, remember, so may have more performance, but may have more risk as well. Heading down the straight, but Days does get past Burl into turn 1 unless Burl goes for a gap that exists, and he is a racing driver. That does not get that move paid off for him. And meanwhile, Shelby loses the lead to the Mercedes and to maybe the other Mercedes. Side by side through the Snake S's and into the AB corner, the anti-back curved.
Finally, something going on in the top 3. They've dropped Marcy, the 2-time champion.
Yeah, Marcy looking to just keep manager's race so far is survival mode for some of these drivers right now. It's absolute win it or bin it scenario for others at the moment. As meanwhile, that is Masquerade and Trout Racer side by side over Dunlop Corner. They're going into Dagna side by side. These two have been side by side all race, it seems. As now 7/10 up on his personal best lap so far is Masquerade, who loses the position to Trout Racer.
I'm watching Berza with Mies Bassi. Berza goes a little bit wide around Salesforce hairpin. Mies Bassi tries to capitalize but can't get the speed and acceleration out of the corner. But they are still as they were.
Nicely done. As meanwhile, Trout Racer on the
Trout
inside
Racer! Yes! Sorry, I thought they were going to make that move stick.
Yep,
almost a collision. Almost.
60 on the grid in 3 laps up into the points for Trout Racer. It's a double Alpine points and less. Gaming Bulls has the straight line speed to go around the outside at a 130R. That is absolute risk-taking stuff between the Red Bull and the Alpine. Meanwhile, the other Red Bull has his workout for him as Mies Bassi trying to boss his way fast.
As Days says, the fastest lap of the race so far.
Great stuff here.
These two are still racing. Trout Racer has finally got ahead of the Red Bull of Game Bulls, and Game Bulls tries to go around the outside, but goes far too wide, making Trout Racer now up into P10.
Monkey in Blue Hat was battling with Shelby, but made a mistake and just lost out. Didn't go off the track, but had a massive slide, similar to that one that he just had out of Dunlop. He's struggling for traction, so it looks like it's back to survival mode for the Mercedes. Meanwhile, as we look back through the field, it looks like the real battling is with Berza, who's already got Mies Bassi and Trout Racer back again to pick up some more places in that Alpine.
Trout Racer might have prepared for the rain, the wet weather. Who knows?
Racer looking like a tractor on a farm at the moment. It's down the inside of the Aston Martin, who's going around the outside in turn of Berza.
Liam Vella with a 3-second warning, I'm assuming, for track limits.
And I need a Liam Vella, sorry, I mean a Vianetta for this battle between Trout Racer and Mies Bassi. And through goes Trout Racer again, picking off places one by one, picking them like they're Doritos out of the crisp packet. Absolute madness here between all these drivers. As meanwhile, it looks like Masquerade might get Gaming Bulls on the exit of Spoon.
Trout Racer really knows how to handle his car in the wets, as they get another position as they pass Berza with ease.
So half the field done as off white. There goes Mies Bassi. Half the field have been overtaken by Trout Racer. The other half look like they're going to be the next victim of Trout Racer.
Trout Racer is only 2 seconds behind Worm.
And meanwhile, Masquerade and Gaming Bulls in the pits. What strategy could this be?
I mean, it's still wet, so they might be changing wet tires? Or maybe damage.
No, he's going on to the inters. He's going on to the intermediates from the full wet tires.
Must think it's get drying up, maybe.
Maybe, I don't really think it's
I don't think it is.
I mean, Burl's wide. The McLaren Burl going wide, and the Dunlop.
Trout Racer has gained a second on Worm in the first sector.
To be fair, Trout Racer is on the intermediates. So I do see the thinking behind Gaming Bull. He's seeing Trout Racer cut through the field like a hot knife through butter, and he's thinking, actually, maybe he has a point with those green rubber tires.
Maybe. Or he was having issues with overheating on the wet tires, and thought maybe it's still not wet enough for the wet tires.
Maybe as Monkey in the Blue has got past Shelby. It's a Mercedes 1-2.
Trout Racer is now just 4/10 behind Worm. He's right on his tail wing now, as they're going down this straight line.
Yeah,
yes.
Straight line in
straight line.
Before 130R. Oh,
he's took him! He's took him!
Absolutely madness here between Trout Racer and Worm. What to do with these drivers and doing the scariest moves that you would probably only see out of a horror game. I didn't know Codemasters were making horror games, but 130R seems to be the corner to make yourself jump scared.
And Trout Racer's going on Burl down the straight. Can he make it?
One.
Does his car go fast enough? It does not look like it does as they go into turn 1.
The other Alpine has got past Marcy. Dave in the Alpine has got past the championship leader and the 2-time champion of this league.
I mean, you say championship leader, but this is the first race of the season.
Good point. Well, ignore me for a minute. I guess the championship leader is Lucas Racing then. And Mies Bassi also following Gaming Bulls, who's done an undercut on Mies Bassi. And Mies Bassi now behind the Red Bull, but now on intermediate tyres out of pressure.
Trap Racer is on the tail of Burl, going for another move as they head up towards the Salesforce hairpin. Makes it stick before the hairpin.
The Invalid battling with one of the Polish drivers.
That makes Trap Racer now P6.
And just one of the McLarens passing one of the Polish V-carbs, the other one losing a place to the quite the fastest man on track at the moment. Trap Racer going from 16th to 6th. And if I'm not mistaken, that is 6 places in 6. That is 10 places in 6 laps. Through goes Burl or Worm. Worm has wriggled out the way of the McLaren at Spoon Curve.
Trap Racer is now only 5.7 seconds behind the 2-time champion of Marcy.
Yep, the not championship leader yet. The former championship leader of last season, before that championship came to an end.
They sets the fastest lap. Alpine.
And Worm and Burl are battling like animals, and into the pits goes Burl. And he looks to be going onto the inter, so it is a crossover point onto the intermediate.
Or maybe he's just saw that he got overtaken with ease by Trap Racer and is like, yes, let's make those intermediates work for us.
I think that's what everyone's doing. That's why Gaming Bulls and Mies Bassi pit, and that is probably why that Burl is pitting as well.
Trap Racer has gained a second on Marcy since we last spoke about their gap.
As Burl comes out behind his teammate nearly losing the car on the pit exit there. That was very scary stuff. Meanwhile, the Williams of Devils Latifi is very close to the back of Masquerade, who's having a Masquerade with the rear of his car, trying to keep that under control at the moment. But heading up the Dunlop corner, this is always a scary corner, dry or wet.
Trap Racer is now officially only 3.7 seconds behind Marcy as they go into the Salesforce hairpin.
As heading through the second Degner corner with Devils Latifi. Meanwhile, the Polish driver of Made Pole is trying to keep Burl behind him, and the number 98 V-carb car on the wets. Meanwhile, the intermediates on Burl looking to be the fastest driver, as proven by Trap Racer.
With the pace of Trap Racer could be in for a win here.
Yep, and Alpine could be on for a podium as Mercedes go 1-2. It could be a Mercedes, it could be an Alpine 4-5.
Trap Racer just went purple through the middle sector.
Shelby pits. Now that's important. Can Shelby overcut the Mercedes on this crossover point?
Trap Racer's coming through. Just 2 seconds behind Marcy now.
Devils Latifi goes past Masquerade as well.
At the start of that lap, Trap Racer was over 5 seconds behind Marcy. Now he's only 1.8 seconds behind.
So it is the crossover point. Mercedes, no, Marcy needs to come in now to not lose time to not just Trap Racer, but also to the other Alpine and both Mercedes as well. Also, I think if you're anyone who's anyone in this race trying to capitalise, they need to pit now and not lose as much time as possible. If not now,
there's the second penalty handed out to J. Pole. It's another 3 seconds.
And into the hairpin again.
Trap Racer's going down the inside. Makes it stick on the Ferrari of the 2-time champion of Marcy.
Trap Racer being the rat of this racing league at the moment. As meanwhile, J. Pole, the Polish driver, off at the anti-bank corner. But I say Trap Racer's a rat. He's only a rat because he's made up 12 places in 8 laps here. And
now he's got 10 seconds behind his teammate.
And he's not just the only one on inters. Was it Dave? Everyone on 7-lap intermediates have been on intermediates as well. But it's Trap Racer who's used them to the best of its ability, the Rainmaster of this league, I'd even go far enough to say.
I would say that too. Strat Racer must have a lot of experience in the wet, considering they're now up into P3 with Monkey in a Blue Hat in the pits.
And Marcy, the champion, the double back-to-back champion, looking for the hat-trick this season. But he's into the pits here. The race for Jules, and Marcy in the car that housed Jules Bianchi, or that was going to sign him for 2015 before his tragic passing. Has been around the outside. Goes the Sauber on the Polish V-car driver.
I'm currently watching the two McLarens who are in order of 9 and 10. Bill on the intermediates, Liam Bella on the wet still.
I'm watching Monkey in the Blue Hat and Worm, who look like they're going to be very close together over these next few stages. Heading into Degner 2, looking very close here. Getting out of shape there as well, that could maybe lead to a run by Monkey in the Blue Hat.
Just rear-ended his teammate.
There's trouble here at Woking. Side by side into Degner. That's very scary.
Oh, a half spin from Liam Vella.
That is stuff that Zach Brown will need to have a word with his drivers about. Meanwhile, someone's round this one, the V-Carbs. That is the 98 car who's been through the gravel and the grass. And he's nearly round again. He's sailing a boat around this track, it looks like.
Liam Vella might lose out to the Red Bull of Gaming Bulls and then Mies Bassi, who are in P11 and P12.
Marcy gets past Luca and Worm and Monkey the Blue Hat battling. The Blue Hat Monkey gets ahead of the blue car of Worm, who has contact with Shelby on the inters.
Mies Bassi might be trying to go for a move on the Red Bull of Gaming Bulls.
Yeah, maybe.
He's going for it down the inside of the chicane section.
Yeah, the Casio triangle.
A little half spin as he goes off piste.
Almost the triangles, that Casio triangle got turned into a Toblerone with that sweet move. Nearly done there by
Mies Bassi going for it on the straight line, but that Williams gets in his way. Mies Bassi has gone off the track with a penalty for Mies Bassi for track limits.
I don't know if you take penalties off in that league, but I reckon that'll have to be taken off because that was evasive action. In 4K as a purple first sector for Monkey in the Blue Hat. He's pushing to catch up to the Alpines, it looks like. I didn't think it at the time, but it could. I said it was going to be maybe Mercedes versus a Ferrari versus a Kicks Alba. It looks like it's going to be Mercedes versus the Alpines.
The battle of the Mercedes power units. The Alpine of Strat Racer has not gained any time on his teammate of Daisy. But he does go purple in Sector 2. It's absolutely flying.
Yeah, the Alpines are under their own power unit of Renault, but they do move to Mercedes power units next season. So that's all of the future customers versus the current owners of the engine. Looking to heat up.
But currently it's Mercedes, Alpine, Mercedes. With the two McLarens in P7 and P8.
Bella under attack from Gaming Bull. That's going to change your order from McLaren to McLaren, Red Bull, McLaren, and maybe even a Williams, who's looking to do that move again. Around the outside, on the inside this time, on 130R. Through he goes, nearly contact, off the track goes Liam Bella. And he's sliding around like a
contact! Liam Bella is out! He made contact with Mies Bassi.
Oh, a Masquerade nearly spins in sympathy, and
Worm did spin.
As well.
Yeah, that is Worm.
Worm's round. Worm round, absolute carnage.
That is a safety car.
Oh. Worm has missed the pit lane, but he's on inters. This is going to really help Worm out.
We have a drive-through penalty for Major Paul.
I wonder if some of the people on old inters may pit.
The safety car is just parked on the track. The safety car is DNF'd.
No, it's just waiting for the leader. GRL Lucas is currently at Spoon Curve. When he catches up to the safety car will start moving in due course.
that is safety car number 1. Devils Latifi is saying that they are so bad.
Yeah, Liam Vella, I don't know what happened there. He went wide after battling with the Williams, and then the Aston Martin going for the move on the inside of Devils Latifi, clipped the McLaren and sent him into a horrifying crash at the Casio Triangle. We have the first safety car of the race.
Lucas is pitting.
Yeah.
Days is pitting. What does Track Racer do?
Does he stay out for the lead?
He pits as well, causing an Alpine double stack.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got the gap. No,
he does have the gap. The Alpine's already on the exit.
That's perfect for the French dream here. Meanwhile, the Mercedes of Monkey in a blue hat stays out to jump Track Racer. Monkey in a blue hat started on wet slow, so he won't be on super old inters, but he will be on older inters, so to speak.
Shelby also stays out and also jumps Track Racer, but now Track Racer is down into P5. But Track Racer did pit for another set of inters.
Yeah. Shelby, penalty.
For multiple warnings. I'm assuming track limits.
Yep, or maybe speeding under the VSC.
I can check race director. Find out.
Good boy. Ah, nice. There's Track Racer.
Incidents. So these are the incidents. So Marcy got a warning for a collision with Monkey in a blue hat. Ark got disqualified for parked in a dangerous location. The Imvella got a warning for collision with Magipol on lap 1. Magipol also got a warning for the same collision with Liam Vella. Magipol got a warning for exceeding track limits. So did Liam Vella. So did Shelby. So did Latifi. So did Liam Vella again. Track Racer got a warning for a collision with Gaming Balls. And Gaming Balls got a warning for track limits. And so did Liam Vella. Liam Vella got multiple warnings for track limits, causing their 3-second warning. Days exceeds track limits. Masquerade exceeds track limits. Devil's Latifi exceeds track limits again. Berza with track limits. Shelby with track limits. Track Racer has a warning for track limits. Mies Bassi exceeded track limits. Lucas Racing exceeded track limits. Magipol exceeded track limits. There's a lot of track limits. Magipol is a penalty for multiple warnings for track limits. Mies Bassi is a warning for track limits. Mies Bassi got a warning for track limits and their collision with Liam Vella, which caused Liam Vella to be out with terminal damage. Magipol got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. And LHLB's was indeed for exceeding track limits.
Alright, so Shelby's out.
Shelby
after the session disconnected and has retired from the race. It's over for Shelby.
We've got a retirement, a DNF, and a disqualification so far, and we're only on lap 13.
Shelby, after the pace shown by the Sauber, comes undone in a matter of, what, 8 seconds?
Devils Latifi had an issue at the start. The car shifted itself into neutral.
Anti-stall. Speaking of, the fastest lap of the race is held by Monkey in a blue hat, who has a 42.4. The person who has the slowest personal best lap of their race so far is Magipol, who done a 50.0.
A little slow, but you know, it is raining. Not everyone is suited for the raining. The top 4 is Mercedes Alpine, Mercedes Alpine. It's a checkerboard.
Yep. And Track Racer, we can confirm, has indeed made up 12 places. Devils Latifi has lost 7. And
Marcy down in P6.
Yes, the Alpine's taken that comeback drive that was talked about by one of the Haas boys, if I'm not mistaken, Luca, and putting that to an absolute success for the opening stages of this race here at lap 13 27. of Suzuka, the racer
Devil's
for Jules.
Latifi says, "Trust the process" with a W for trust. Bill has been issues with Magic Pole saying you've got to give more room.
And Magic Pole is still on the wets. Surprising.
And now we've got some opera music in the background of the stream. All I know is that the music I use is non-copyright. I don't know what's expected. It's unsurprised me.
What? Wait, what music?
It's, opera. Great music for the situation. We've gone through Screamo and Metal. We've gone through... You probably can't hear it on the stream because it's quite quiet. But I can.
Oh, it's on your stream.
It's on my stream.
Oh, I'm trying to hear it in-game with my headphones.
It's not in-game.
Oh, it's not in-game. Oh, right.
We've had Screamo. We've had some dubstep. Oh, there's damage to one of the wings of the front two.
What on earth has happened there?
I think maybe one of them rear-ended another. But I just saw some parts of some wing.
Lucas hit the safety car.
Is it front wing down? It does look like Lucas may have hit the safety car. Lucas is the one with the damage to his front wing.
Yeah, I can't see damage on Data's car. Lucas has hit the back of the safety car.
And somehow didn't get a penalty for that.
Yeah, it used to be very strict in F1 22, but in the games after that, you could just about get away with it if it was under a certain speed. And it seems like he was under that. Meanwhile, Monkey in a blue hat in a French baguette sandwich.
Daisy says, "Ouch, Lucas." Probably talking about his fun little excursion into the back of Bert Mylander's car.
He's probably seen that safety car light, and he knows that if the safety car lights go out, that means it's green flag racing. Maybe he's trying to manufacture a green flag run.
Race control safety car is in this lap.
So Magipole and Devil's Latifi are going to be pushing like mad. Magipole did pit for intermediates at the end of the last lap, but now he's got it all to do. So
anything can happen on the restart.
Yep, over to you for the safety car.
I expect Trat Racer to try and gain some positions on the restart. Now would be the best time. Lucas into the pits for his damage. Meaning Daisy is it up into first place. Monkey in a blue hat in P2. And Trat Racer on the tail of Monkey in a blue hat as they go into turn 1.
Yeah, he had a run out of the last corner, but just couldn't get enough straight line speed to get alongside and maybe even make a move. It looks like they've all separated quite nicely. Very clean safety car restart. I thought that was a spin for one of the salvos of Masquerade. Meanwhile, Lucas coming out in stone dead last. I'm surprised he didn't fix that soon.
Technically not last.
Well, last of the people who are still in the race.
Last of the cars still going.
Bell and Lucas had it off. It looks like he's gone wide and lost position to Bell. He's now going to lose it to Gaming Bulls, who's nearly started.
Red Bull's just spun. Berza has just spun.
So one Haas goes off and nearly gets swallowed up by Gaming Bulls in the Red Bull. His teammate goes off as well. Down the inside goes that Aston Martin.
There goes Mies down the inside. I must say, the kick salvo does look quite nice in this game.
Yeah.
Magipole got another 3-second time penalty.
Not a day to remember for him as we head through Spoon Curve. This whole back of the pack from 12th up to about 8th or 7th if you count Luca. Really close together within about
P1 to P5 is still the same. Nothing really exciting going on up here anymore. Lucas has just overtaken Magipole.
Yeah, Magipole going very slowly. I don't know if he had a problem, but Magipole going very slowly.
Days goes fastest of all with a 140.6.
Gaming Bulls lit the rear tires on the XCR, the Casio Triangle, and has made himself vulnerable to what used to be the Force India, now has the force of the Aston Martin to power around the outside. There's contact in a straight line. What are they doing? As they head through turn 1 and 2, there was contact in the straight there. That was a bit of miscommunication there with the drivers there. And through the Snake S's, the hashtag getting out of shape in the dirt, yeah, from Luca is not going to help Gaming Bulls at all through these corners. Meanwhile, I think one of the Ferraris might have a chance of going after Worm if Worm keeps making little slides like he just did out of Dunlop. Meanwhile, back to this battle between the Red Bulls and their former sponsor, Aston Martin.
Aston Martin goes wide, and there is a penalty for Berza and Mies Bassi.
Well, Berza might be able to repay for that penalty, and he's off.
Mies Bassi, collected the Red Bull's front wing as they went into the wall.
Bassi, what an absolute...
Bassi then just reverses into the wall.
That was ridiculous. They were side by side.
It looks like that's going to be another safety car.
Interesting. So another safety car. This time it's from Mies Bassi, who has made an absolute bees massy out of everything. He's made a Bassica. No, okay.
Track Racer has apparently only gained 13 positions.
Out goes the Aston Martin. That was an absolutely hectic crash. I'm surprised he didn't get terminal damage from that. But I'm also surprised it's a safety car again. Is it a VSC or just a safety?
It's a full safety car. Look at the track map.
Yeah. Interesting.
So yeah, we got 3-second time penalty for Berza, 6-second for Magipol. Mies Bassi also had a penalty, but now the DNF, the penalty gets effectively removed.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's been a pass in the... Oh, I thought that was going to be a pass on the safety car. No, it's just people pitting. The two Red Bulls and the Williams pitting for new intermediate tyres. And
the Red Bull of Berza does have that front wing damage caused by the crash of Mies Bassi.
Yep. So we head out of the pits with the Red Bull. That was a frantic battle.
Magipol is still 25 seconds behind Lucas.
Any thoughts on that battle between the drivers?
It all goes back to my prediction at the start of the race. If you can keep your car on track, you can get those positions. You can get them done. But when you dip your tyres onto the gravel or even the wet grass, you're going to be out of control and you're going to have a crash.
Yeah.
Got to pick your moments and be more patient.
Yeah, I think the Aston Martin was already struggling with miscommunication between the Red Bull drivers on track, as they had that weird little bit of contact heading into turn 1 at around 180 miles an hour, which would have been a really embarrassing DNF, but also a very frightening one. But then it ended in tears with the other Red Bull who went off. Then a lap later, at the same part, had contact, sending the voice crack. Sending the Aston Martin into a cracking hit into the wall with little pun there, never mind.
According to Devil's Latifi, Berza was the one that caused the collisions. Berza pushed Mies off onto the grass, which obviously caused the spin we saw.
That's what I saw. There was contact with them as they headed up that little kink before the hairpin, and that sent the Aston Martin wide onto the grass. And then when he's on the grass, it's like iRacing grass physics. You're just gonna have no control. You steam into whatever boundary you hit, whether that's another car or whether that's the wall. And in his case, it was the wall.
It was both, because he did collect that front wing from Berza.
Yeah. Did Berza repair that front wing? Just so you know, he didn't. Berza did not repair that front wing, and he did have that pit stop. Interesting. That side wall end plate is gone from the Red Bull Berza.
There is a chance that Berza might have had another collision under the safety car.
Yeah, although I find that unlikely as he wasn't anywhere near it when he came out the pit, but there is a chance to be fair to you.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, it's Callum asking why there's so many cars DNFing.
No, Daze was asking what's going on, and Callum was cars are DNFing, obviously.
We might get some confirmation on Mies.
We have
what happened there.
2 DNFs, a pit stop retirement, and a disqualification.
Yeah.
Currently.
That's awful.
And still, Magipol is miles behind the pack, who are under safety car conditions.
Yeah, well, at least I think he will be able to catch from there, unlike he did before, unless he pits again, obviously, which in that case will not be the best for him.
Magipol also does have 6 seconds of penalties, which won't really harm him if he's in P13.
What else is happening? I've just seen Masquerade and Luca change positions. think.
Could have been an illegal overtake under the safety car.
I think I saw the Haas of Luca getting out of shape into the hairpin. I don't know if he maybe have gone off at one of the Degner corners, but there's no damage on either car. Maybe it's just a glitch on the telemetry, who knows, but interesting between these two.
The telemetry has proven to have some issues today with the issues in qualification with not people improving when they were.
Yeah.
Devil's Latifi is telling me to look at their tyre strategy.
Tyre strategy.
So Devil's Latifi has gone wet, intermediates, 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 and then another set of intermediates.
A safety light in this lap. Very late notice for days.
And Devil's Latifi has pitted so many times and is still in the top 10.
Incredible. He's doing a Jensen Button from 2011 Canada. We'll go again here. And days on lap 19. I nearly said day 19 then, but heading in two-time one. They're battling with the two-time champion who has Burl on his outside for company. And it's a stunning move.
I just got that in the background of my camera angles.
Yeah, on my camera angle, I was able to clip the whole thing. That was beautiful, and the man in the center
Rat Racer is so close behind Monkey in a Blue Hat that he almost spun.
Well, nearly making another move here on the Williams. Meanwhile, I'm just checking at the back of the back. The other Williams trying to make a move, trying to salvage this situation between the Red Bulls, and also Luca as well, trying to keep.
Magipol did catch up to the pack as well.
Yeah, and all little snap there between Masquerade and one of the Mercedes going to the inside. That is Lucas going past one of the Red Bulls. He's now got Devil's Latifi to catch. Meanwhile, it all settled down again on this restart. Hopefully
top
they stay that way.
Top 4 stays the same. Trav Razor has tried numerous times for a move on Monkey in a Blue Hat, but he just doesn't have the pace, it would seem.
Yeah, we can't get the run he needs out of any of these corners.
Luca with a time penalty for multiple warnings for track limits.
And Monkey in the Blue Hat has stays to try and pass on the outside of the Casio triangle. Is he going to make that stick? No.
This could actually be great for Trap Racer with those two battling just ahead of him.
Yeah, he could have a through goes Hamilton moment from 2022, and actually he's going to get... This could be an Alpine 1-2. The Monkey in the Blue Hat might have his hat nabbed from him as on the outside. Whoa, that was a contact between those two. Meanwhile, the other Mercedes of Lucas, who got royally ruined by front wing damage from a safety car crash, trying to make up for it. As meanwhile, Lucas got a bit wide. Just sliding around with one of the Red Bulls. We're seeing ahead of Gaming Bulls.
Oh! Trap Racer just had a semi-spin around one of the corners.
Yellow sector 2. I think that's just a telemetry glitch. But
I'm not seeing any pause for a yellow flag in sector 2.
No, it just says on the top.
It does.
I think it's just stuck there from the safety car for Massey Batty. As Rebel off. Rebel off. That's Berza. Berza off at sector 2. That's shocker for him.
Now there is officially a yellow flag. That did clear it.
Yep. Oh, it's actually honest. On the inside goes off Devil's Latifi, goes Lucas racing the side by side, the 69 car against the number 2 Williams and through 200R, and that is a 200% guarantee that P10 belongs to Devil's Latifi for at least Spoon Curve. As heading round, as my voice is cracking like a
Gaming Bulls looks like they are struggling for grip as well.
Yeah, as my voice cracks like an egg in Easter.
The top 3 are still the same.
And side by side into 130 off and Devil's Latifi and Gaming Bulls. And they just keep it side by side. And into the Casio triangle, they're still wheel to wheel.
Gaming Bulls loses the traction.
Yep.
No traction, there was a little bit of contact made between the Williams and the the Red Bull.
Berza just had the similar slide. It looks like the Red Bulls are struggling for braking and not locking up. As through goes Luca on Masquerade, and he goes wide. Masquerade does the under and over and gets back ahead. Meanwhile, back to this battle where it looks like Lucas might go on the outside here of the S's. No, he's not going to make the move there.
This is very action-packed, this race so far.
Yeah. seems to be calm for the start.
If anyone would have predicted that a car would disqualify on the grid for not being able to move, they would have won that easily. But the top three remained the same and equidistant from each other.
Meanwhile, it's hard to keep track. There's a battle here between three rivals from the 1990s of F1: Williams, McLaren, and Ferrari. The 1990s and early 2000s. As round there for Marcy there, he nearly went round, but he just about saved it.
A 3-second time penalty for Monkey in the Blue Hat for track limits again.
Not the best here. Meanwhile, his teammate looking to get past the other Red Bull, who and try and take Red Bull fully out of the points here. They lost Berza from the points a couple laps ago with that spin on the inside of 130. Rally outside, and there's contact. They just, how on earth are they still pointing in the right direction? Fastest lap for Dace with a 39.9, and someone might have needed to score 9.99. I'm surprised they don't have to, as Lucas and Gaming Wolves making contact through 130R and coming out alive. And I don't just mean contact, I mean 180 mile an hour contact.
Lucas is going down the inside in turn 1. The Red Bull goes off track and gets a penalty for that.
Yeah, not the most fair penalty, but meanwhile...
Still a penalty. Meanwhile, the Monkey in the Blue Hat penalty can mean Track Racer can relax a little bit, knowing that he's pretty much P2. So regardless on what happens.
Yeah, so it could be a French 1-2 here, an Alpine 1-2, a Renault 1-2, whatever else you want to call it, 1-2.
But Track Racer could also want that P1 spot.
Yeah.
It would definitely be earned.
Yeah, but the Renault engines in the Alpines that used to be referred to as the yellow teapot, due to them being really fast but also blowing up and having engine failures constantly back in the 1980s and the 1970s. This will be a great way to establish themselves at the top of at least sim racing.
As for the rest of the grid, everyone's just driving. Oh, side by side, P1, P2.
Ooh.
As Monkey in a Blue Hat tried to move on Daisy but didn't make it stick.
Yeah, I nearly missed that as I was looking at Devils.
Monkey in a Blue Hat now goes fastest.
By a 10th or so. And I'm just looking at this 4-car battle from 7th to 10th at the moment. Between the Sauber, the Haas, the Williams and the Mercedes, whose teammate is currently fighting with second 5/10ths away from the leader. And wide for
Masquerade gets a 3-second time penalty.
Yep, I thought something was going to happen in this pack. That's why I cut to them. They were looking a bit sheepish, and it was Masquerade that went wide and cracked under pressure. Meanwhile, I'm looking back at the leaders.
Nothing has really happened since that attempted move. Devils Latifi passes Lucas Racing.
Luca goes wide. Luca in the Haas goes wide. And into the gravel at Dunlop, and he nearly spins again. Heartbreak for the Haas driver. Is that the Italian? I'm pretty sure. I can't remember the nationality flags from earlier on. And down the inside goes Lucas Racing on Devils Latifi. Great move.
Monkey in a Blue Hat makes a mistake, which means Track Racer is now on.
Oh!
Monkey in a Blue Hat goes off. Track Racer goes through to P2.
Monkey in the Blue Hat now has some sandy shoes. That is a shocker for him, and now he has to watch out for Worm, who might be able to catch up to him in the next few laps. Meanwhile, one Mercedes goes down, the other one keeps it on the track ahead of the Williams of Devils Latifi.
Luca with a time penalty.
Yeah, after his spin, that race is getting worse and worse for him. Down the inside of 130R for Lucas Racing. But Masquerade looking to keep the position, and actually, no, he doesn't. He loses the place instead to Latifi, going from 7th to 9th as through goes the championship leader of Marcy, or the championship winner from last season, Marcy, the defending champion.
The defending champion.
Yeah, that's the phrase I'd be looking for all race, and it's taken me up until lap 24, 27 to remember it. Meanwhile, the Alpine's out in front with a dream.
3.5 seconds between Monkey in a blue hat and Trap Racer, with 3.9 between Marcy and Monkey in a blue hat. So these two are, it's effectively just a net P1, P2 for Alpine.
Yeah.
Because even if Monkey in a blue hat catches up, he still has that time penalty. And so does P9, P10, P11, P12, and P13.
Yeah, I think they'll be able to catch up to the win. I don't know about you.
It looks like the time penalties aren't going to cause much of a difference. Unless Marcy can close their gap by 1 additional second to Monkey in the blue hat. And then Monkey in the blue hat will lose the position to Marcy across the line.
Yep. So Marcy's going to be pushing like mad, but he's got to watch out because he's got other people under his...
The Alpine, the Trap Racer Alpine, is right on the tail of the Daisy Alpine. Trap Racer might go for the lead here.
Yeah, the man who has made out 14...
He goes for the move! Into the final corner. They are now battling. Trap Racer goes fastest. Trap Racer was briefly in the lead.
If these two throw
away, Trap Racer goes wide.
I was about to say Flavio Briatore would be absolutely mad. Mad could be if these two threw it away, and it's Trap Racer who broke under pressure. And with 2 laps to go, if Trap Racer would win this race, he would have won it from 15 places down.
It would be a great comeback story for the start of the season, because Trap Racer now also has the fastest lap. So if he wins, he gets that additional fastest lap point. And I'm going to go back and look at how the points are going to work this season.
Yeah, I've forgotten as well. I just had 19 points, but that's with the normal F1 point system from real life.
I'm just going to do a little bit of scrolling to find these.
I think it's 27 points for second place, if I'm not mistaken. So with that fastest lap, you would get 1
Here we go.
28 points.
So P1 gets 30, P2 27, so it'll be 28 with the fastest lap. Which means AC will still be leading the championship. Unless Trap Racer can become P1. And then he gets 31 points.
Someone who's 9th and... Oh, Luca's round. Oh, no, Luca is round, not Luca.
Trap Racer is going purple in the middle sector. He makes contact with his teammate in a straight line. As they go into these S's and around into the fight. Yeah, he has damage to that front wing now from his teammate.
The Alpines need to be told to come down somewhere, so through what that's young. Devil's Latifi, beautiful move on the outside. And that was confident taken on, I was going to say substance then, but never mind, as we head out of the Casio Triangle. As... and I was going to say Gaming Bulls, he made a mistake of the hairpin and nearly got swallowed up by the Sauber of Masquerade.
The damage is really costing Trap Racer.
Yeah, Devil's Latifi battling with Lucas yet again into turn 1 as well. And the Red Bull off, Gaming Bulls, who made a mistake of the hairpin just a lap ago, now makes a mistake on the penultimate lap of this race. As we head through the S's.
I think it's safe to assume that the penalties aren't going to be doing much in this race. With Monkey in a blue hat now 5.3 seconds ahead of Marcy.
Yeah, and the people with the most penalties are the people at the back, so they have effectively penalised themselves.
They are all going to stay in the same positions they cross the lines in.
Yeah.
But Trap Racer has lost 1.5 seconds to his teammate with that front wing damage. He is catching up slowly in a straight line though.
Oh, outside goes Lucas, racing starts cutting there on the inside into P7, that's smooth curve. Round the outside though goes Devil's Latifi.
A little bit of contact there as they bump wheels.
Yeah, great racing as they were side by side. He nearly went onto the grass on the 200R section into smooth curve. Then they nearly touched into what they are. Then that was close through what they are.
They nearly touch again.
Incredible as Bertha goes past Masquerade at 130R as well. Incredible. As we head on to the last lap, Days in the Alpine still in the lead. What has happened to Worm?
Bertha has a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting.
What just happened to Worm? Worm's just been passed by Burl, and Burl has pulled 1.2 seconds with ease. As the other Williams, side by side with
Lucas goes off the track.
Yeah, these two are battling like absolute animals. This is cage fighting in F1 terms. With these two, they are absolute. This is like Fuji or Dijon from so many decades ago with Gilles Villeneuve and Renier New.
Monkey in a blue hat is also slowly catching up to the leading two. With the damage on Track Racer, this can't be helping him.
Not at all. As Spurs are pulling on the gap from Masquerade, who he overtook on the outside just beforehand. Worm, who I thought had a problem, he got overtaken with ease on the straight. I wonder if he made a mistake out of the last corner, maybe at the Calcio Triangle.
That is possible.
Either way.
Track Racer is now within a second of his teammate. He has caught up a whole second in the last lap to his teammate.
Yep. Yeah, although he's not going to be able to make any moves, as meanwhile, that is the Polish driver, but...
Magipol seems to be struggling.
Yeah, it's for the Alpine.
It's an Alpine 1 and 2.
1-2 for the Frenchmen, what used to be known as the Yellow Teapot, and now the winners of the Golden Racing League first race in this league. The Renault Power Unit, formerly known as the Yellow Teapot, 40 years later, 50 years later even, take their first 1-2 win in Season 3 of this league. The race for Jules goes to the Renault squad. The Alpine squad, shall I say. As in third comes the Mercedes and Monkey in a blue hat. Then comes Marcy. Then comes Burl. Then comes Worm. Then comes Devils, who does get ahead of Lucas Racing after ripping 7 bells of everything out of each other. Then comes the Red Bulls.
Magipol is so far behind the rest of the field.
Lucas, what happened to Lucas? He's gone to DNF. That's a wrongin'. And then comes Luca, then comes Polish driver, who's the last person to cross the line. Absolute madness here in Japan.
It's possible Lucas may have crashed across the line. That was an intense battle for the lead 5 for the first few laps. I think if I've forgotten his name already. There's nothing, but if Track Racer was a little bit more patient, he could have made his move on his teammate's stick and won the race. But he gets 28 points, his teammate gets 30, which gives them what? 58 points for the championship lead.
So Alpine are the ones to beat. The Welshmen ahead of the Brits in the Alpine squads. And BWT formerly sponsoring Aston Martin, what was then Racing Point and what was
Racing Pointless. Yeah.
Yep. Racing Pointless for the what was Racing Point squad, now the Aston Martin squad. Absolutely madness. I have to say that this reminds me of Brazil in 2024, just in different positions, obviously.
And we had unexpected rain throughout the whole race.
Yeah. Madness. I mean...